This is my entire Green Lantern 6-inch scale figures, starting back in the late 1990s, going till absolutely today. I'll show you the figure that I just got yesterday, and then I will go through each figure here. So all through all the waves of McFarlane, back to DC Direct and Mattel. So let's start with the entire spectrum here, but we'll start with the White Lanterns in the back here. So we've got White Lantern Flash, White Lantern Hal Jordan, got a villain, Shark, and Effigy, which just came out. So re-release. I do have the original, but not here. Grundy. There's some Manhunters. Two are DC Direct. This one here is McFarlane. Got the damage variant. Then a Weaponers of Qward. And then here we have Hal Jordan and Batman of Earth 32 from Dark Knight's Metal 2-pack. And now let's get to Alan Scott. We've got the Earth 2 version of him. We have the Kingdom Come version of him. I've got the McFarlane version, and I do have the Dread Lantern and the other variant of McFarlane's Alan Scott, where he's changing colors. We've got a Green Lantern Sinestro, Dex-Starr. That's one of two down there. He came with Red Lantern Mera. We got a Red Lantern Guy Gardner. Got a Red Lantern Nite-Lik. And then we have a Red Lantern SKALLOX. We have the Red Lantern Cyborg Superman. We've got Attiroticus Red Lantern. We have a Red Lantern Batroticus, or Batroticus. Batman has a Red Lantern. We got Lex Luthor as an Orange Lantern, and obviously you can't have an Orange Lantern without the one and only Larfleeze and his entity Glomus. Again, back to the Sinestros, we've got the Alex Ross version back here. We've got the classic version and the Green Lantern version. We've also got him as the Yellow Lantern, Sinestro Corps. And we got the Parallax Sinestro. We've got the classic costumes of Sinestro with Hal Jordan and Tomar Ray. And you'll be seeing many more of them. Got the Darwin Cook Hal Jordan. Comes with the mask and without the mask. I've got the Ganthet and Guardian, and I actually have two sets of them. Can never have too many Guardians. Let's see, we've got this Hal Jordan Silver Age. It's the digital version from McFarlane. Let's work our way in the back here. We've got when Hal Jordan was Spectre and he glows in the dark. That was from the late 90s. Got Hal Jordan as Parallax, but it sure looks like Kyle Rayner. We've got a Yellow Lantern Hal Jordan. We've got Hal Jordan from the Mattel set that came with a Sinestro, where they were battling over the Yellow and Green Lantern from the cover back in the 60s. We got let's see, Ratma Roo. We got Yellow Lantern Low. We've got Yellow Lantern, Massive. Got a Yellow Lantern, Batman. We've got the Yellow Lantern, Karu-Sil with her dog. We've got the Yellow Lantern Scarecrow. We've got Arkillo, Yellow Lantern. We've got Yellow Lantern of Mongul, which is a really cool idea. We've got a Yellow Lantern Crib, who's the creepiest of all of them to me. Now we're going to work on to the Green Lantern versions. Let's start in the back. We've got Stell and Kilowog. Some of these are Build-A-Figures. I liked the McFarlane Kilowog, although he is pretty massive. A Batman. We'll see many Batmans in here. Their biggest seller figure probably is a Green Lantern. We've got Nort. We've got Boudica when she was an Alpha Lantern. We got Metaphil back here with the vegetable head. We got the fish head, Green Lantern. New Quetzali. I don't know if I could pronounce any of these right. Sodom Yat. We get Salak, Harissa, Abin Sur. We got Akisis Chermik. We got the Green Man, Green Lantern. We got the McFarlane version of Abin Sur. Let's see, we got the Alex Ross Justice version of Green Lantern, assuming that's Hal Jordan. We've got Sorank Natu. She was a girlfriend of Kyle Rayner, who, let's get onto him now. We've got his original version, Kyle's original version. We've got another McFarlane with this version costume. We have his Ion costume. And we have another Kyle Rayner. And we also have Kyle as a Blue Lantern. We'll get back to the Blue Lanterns here. And we've got Green Lantern Fatality. And you can actually, well, I'll just preview here. She's also turned into a Star Sapphire in the later books. Let's get back up here to Hal, continue with Hal. We've got like an armored Hal. We've got the Hal Jordan from Infinite Crisis. We've got the Red Sun Hal Jordan, which I always thought was cool. We've got the Injustice version of Hal Jordan. We have both Chip and Big. We've got a Glow, Power Glow Hal Jordan. We've got the classic Hal Jordan. We've got a Hal Jordan turning from green to blue. And let's see, how about some John Stewart? So this is McFarlane's version of the Justice League Unlimited. We've got the classic 60s costume, 60s, 70s costume of John Stewart. We've got John Stewart's girlfriend who gets murdered in the Action Weekly comics, Kat Matui. John Stewart with the Mosaic costume. Another John Stewart down here, can barely see him. And then a McFarlane version of him. Okay, now, and then we do have some power rings. Here's a John Stewart as a power ring. We have Hal Jordan as the Crime Syndicate power ring. We've got a more recent version of power ring. It was Hal Jordan. And then just yesterday, I got this one, Simon Baz, as power ring. So all these are the Earth 3 versions of the Justice League bad guys. And speaking of Simon, let's go. Simon came 2 days before the other figure. There he is in his costume. And this is the version that came out from DC Direct. I actually kind of like it better because it also has the guns. He's the only Green Lantern with guns, which I never quite understood. Jessica Cruz. I think she's due for an update, but this is a McFarlane also. Let's finish up the Green Lanterns here. We've got a guy Gardner, and I guess that's a new one that's coming out soon from McFarlane. This is the DC Direct version. This is another DC Direct, more of the bowl cut, and he's one of he has very weak legs, so he doesn't quite stand up correctly. Okay, moving along here. We did Fatality. Let's do some of the Blue Lanterns. We've got Saint Walker and Worth, Brother Worth, and the Flash as a Blue Lantern. And then the Indigos, we've got Indigo 1. We got the Atom Ray Palmer as an Indigo. Let's see, an Indigo Monk. Those are the 3 Indigo Lanterns I've got. Then with the Star Sapphires, we'll start with Carol Ferris, the original 60s version of her costume. Carol Ferris and 2 more recent iterations of her costume. And Wonder Woman as a Star Sapphire. So that covers the whole Rainbow collection of figures. Now we can go into 2 more here. We've got a Vampire Hal Jordan McFarlane version. We've got a DC Direct version of Hal Jordan when he's a zombie from Deceased. And then we'll go into the collection of Black Lanterns. We've got Black Hand, who kicks it all off with a Batman skull. And let's get to the front here. We've got Dead Man. It's a very cool version of him. With Scar, who also is an integral part in creating the Black Lanterns. We've got Hal Jordan. Yes, he became a Black Lantern for a little bit. Batman also became a Black Lantern. This is McFarlane's version. There's also McFarlane versions of Firestorm, Wonder Woman, Tara, Abin Sur, the Flash, Aquaman. This is Superman. I think this is from Earth 2. There is a Blue Beetle version, Black Lantern, and Martian Manhunter, which is a really cool figure. And then to top it off, this is the McFarlane version of the Necron. I do have the Build-A-Figure, but this one is better. The Build-A-Figure from back in the day with DC Direct, but this is the better version. Although his ankle snapped when getting him out of the box, so I had to glue him back together. So I wasn't too happy with that. Also, in the back here, I've got a couple of Hal Jordan variations through Comic-Con special releases. There's a Black Lantern. I have his Blue Lantern. Obviously, the Green Lantern, Hal Jordan. There is a Yellow Lantern back here, an Orange Lantern, Hal Jordan, a Red Lantern, Hal Jordan, and a White Lantern, Hal Jordan, and also a Sinestro White Lantern. So that's all those. And then there's this 5-pack that Mattel came out with, slightly different versions of costumes and even Hal Jordan has the gray hair, sideburns for the early 90s version of him. And again, this is the early 90s version of Mosaic costume. So that is my whole collection. I also have Black Lantern, Hawkman, Hawkwoman, Superboy, or I guess Superboy Prime. He was also a Black Lantern. And several others that I have not opened, nor do I have room, obviously, on the table. And then I have probably about 30 other versions, older versions of characters that are already out here. For example, like the Blue Lantern, Kyle. I have the DC Direct version of him. Lots of DC Directs, but the McFarlane versions are far superior, even though, unfortunately, they are a little bit out of scale from all the originals. But that is my collection. Hope you enjoy.